The D.C. Council sent the chief a request for details about how D.C. police are working with federal agents. It comes as cities nationwide continue to see protests following the deadly ICE shooting in Minneapolis last week. Since then, we've seen outrage among anti-ICE protests and lawmakers calling for the removal of ICE from their communities.
We've seen similar protests here in the D.C. region as well. As News 4's Mark Seagraves reports, tonight the D.C. Council is not satisfied with the information they have been given, and they are pushing for more answers.
The responses here are not adequate, and we need answers.
Since the federal surge began, there have been questions raised about the D.C. Police Department's cooperation with immigration enforcement. Questions from the public, the press, community activists, and the D.C. Council. Councilmember Brooke Pinto, who chairs the Public Safety Oversight Committee, sent the police chief this 3-page letter signed by every member of the D.C. Council with detailed questions about joint patrols between MPD and federal agents, the number of arrests for civil immigration violations, a list of incidents involving federal agents being investigated by Internal Affairs, as well as about specific incidents, including those involving discharge of weapons by federal agents. Last week, Interim Chief Jeffrey Carroll told reporters he was preparing the department's response.
Yeah, we're evaluating the letter as we have since it came in, and we do plan to provide a response.
But when that response finally came this weekend, it was not what council members had hoped for.
The response that we got was inadequate. It did not address the detailed questions that we laid out. And it's so important that we have the answers to these questions so that our strategy moving forward is informed by the facts on the ground. Today, I will be sending follow-up questions to MPD, and we expect a response of all of our detailed questions.
The response reiterated what Carroll and Mayor Bowser had been saying for weeks, but failed to answer any of the specific questions. Carroll writing, I want to ensure that D.C. residents have access to greater information as well, but I ask you to give me time to work with our team to develop this plan further. I will be prepared to share more information at MPD's performance hearing in February. Councilmember Christina Henderson is also upset with the lack of answers.
I still don't feel like residents have a full accounting of what the relationship looks like. And frankly, in some ways, the sort of cagey responses, I think, have made people a bit more suspect about it all.
Tomas Talamantes, Mayor Bowser's chief of staff, tells News 4 MPD will provide more answers.
We're not straying away from a response. This is a first response, and we have hearings coming up through our performance oversight process where the chief, the deputy mayor will be there to answer those questions and really, make sure that we're addressing the questions from the council. So this is just a first response we have.
In the district, Mark Seagraves, News 4.
Councilmember Henderson has also sent her own list of questions to MPD. That oversight hearing where Interim Chief Carroll is going to have to answer questions is scheduled for February 25th.